Hi guys, I'm sure a lot of you know who I am. I just graduated last year from WHS. My name's Danielle Britz. Jeanette Wallace actually got in contact with me and asked me to share my story about suicide and hopefully shed some light and give you guys some help who are struggling with depression and anxiety or are having a hard time coping with recent events, or maybe you're contemplating suicide. So I hope what I talk about today can help you find peace in one way or another. 3 years ago today, I actually attempted suicide. And what's crazy is that I actually did it at school. I'm not going to get into too crazy of a detail with everything that happened leading up to this moment, in that moment in time. But just a few things that I think are important to say is that I attempted suicide in the school parking lot, and I was in the classroom surrounded by my classmates and my teacher who I had grown up with. And in that moment, I had never felt more alone, even though I was surrounded by all of these people. And I decided that since nothing seemed to change when I was surrounded by people, the way I felt when I was surrounded by people and the way I felt when I was alone, I decided it just wasn't worth it anymore. And I asked the teacher if I could run out to my car and get something. And I went out into the school parking lot where I had 2 bottles of prescription pills that I had been carrying around with me for a few days, knowing that I was contemplating taking my own life. And in that moment, I opened up the bottle and I took a good 3 handfuls of pills. And after that, I went back to class. And I could feel myself coming in and out of consciousness, realizing that what I had just done, and not knowing the exact moment that it would finally be all over. And it wasn't until one of my really close friends came up to me and asked me, no, she apologized. She said she was sorry about everything that had happened, and she asked me if I was okay. She said that I looked really bad, and she just wanted to make sure that I was all right. And it was in that moment I realized what I had done. And it wasn't only her. I remember sitting in the nurse's office and having Mr. Sandlin at the time come in and the look on his face. I remember the teacher in the classroom, Miss Leathers, seeing me and the look on her face. But most of all, I remember the look on my parents' face when they saw me in the nurse's office after they had heard that I had attempted suicide. And I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. Hopefully you won't hold that against me. I cannot explain to you the feeling, all the feelings that I felt when I saw the look on my parents' face, on my mother's face, when she saw me. She called my name and said, "What did you do? Danielle, what did you do?" And this is going to sound awful, but I'd never felt worse about myself than I did in that moment, because I could see what I had just done to my parents and my closest friend and my principal and my teachers. I saw firsthand what they were feeling in the moment that they thought I was going to die. Wow. Obviously, I don't share this with a lot of people, but after 3 years, I am starting to realize that there is a reason why I am here today. There is a reason why I didn't have a funeral at the high school surrounded by my friends and my family. There's a reason why I'm here today, and I think this is the reason why. I'm here to tell anyone out there who is struggling with suicidal thoughts, or depression, or anxiety, that there's nothing worse than seeing your family members grieve the potential of losing you. You may think that nothing matters and nothing could be worse than what I'm experiencing right now, but I'm telling you right now that your family members and your friends will experience feelings that are so much worse. And they don't deserve it. They don't deserve it. And you don't deserve to do that to yourself. And I know everyone's going to say, we love you, we care about you, you're important, but when it's not coming from the right people, it doesn't seem meaningful. At least it didn't for me. But I guess what I'm trying to tell you is to think about how you would feel if one of your close friends or family members took their own life. Think about those feelings in the moments that you feel like you have nothing left. And when you're contemplating taking your own life, think about this video. Think about everything that I've just told you, and think about talking to someone. I know that was the toughest part for me, was reaching out and asking for help. But it was 1,000 times easier after I had experienced potentially ripping a child away from my parents. And it's something I never want to experience again. So I hope that from watching this video and listening to my story, I can help change the course of potential suicides in this town, in the school, in the town, in the state, anywhere. If I can help anyone out there who's struggling with this and you feel like you have no one to talk to, come talk to me. I would love nothing more than to talk to you about this and help get you to a place where you feel like you can be safe when you're alone with your own thoughts. So if you're someone who's struggling with depression or anxiety or suicidal thoughts or anything, if you're just worried, if you're grieving the loss of a friend or family member who's taken their own life, please give me a call or shoot me a text. My phone number is 307-331-2881. I'm praying for all of you guys, and I hope that this video can help you. And I love you guys. And you have a purpose in this world, even if you don't think you do. Thanks.